Get ready. It's time for a well-deserved break, Pittsburgh, with Heather Abraham and David Highfield from the KDKA TV studios. It's Pittsburgh Today Live.
There you go.
Hey everybody, it's Thursday. We're just one day away from Friday, by the way.
I feel like I just got here, by the way. I did. Because I had 2 days off this week. So the fact that it feels like Tuesday.
I know, your week is like flying by, isn't it?
I said to myself this morning, one more sleep till the weekend. Like I'm 5. That's how I live my life.
That's how we all have to get through the week, though. Really, right? Hey, we're going to begin today with a possible glimpse into the future. And we just thought this was very interesting. It's attracting a lot of attention online. So one day, could we all be traveling in this? Take a look. So this is a sky cruise. That's what they're calling it. So it's like a regular plane, but it's more like a floating cruise ship. So 5,000 people could fit on this. They have hotel rooms, restaurants, a swimming pool. It would be nuclear powered, and it could stay airborne for months. For months in the air. Is that allowed?
I
don't know. So this is not real at this point. This is just something that's being envisioned and designed right now. Other planes would dock. So that's how you would get up to it. Like other planes could dock on it, and then it could take you off of it. And that's like an observation area or something, I think, is what they were explaining. So this is a video that's gone viral, and it was posted by a science communicator and video producer named Hashim Al-Ghali. And a lot of people are talking about, like, could this happen in the future? We have cruise ships on the water. Why not something like this in the air?
Well, I could name a few reasons, but maybe it's cool. I don't...
Well, I wonder how do you really keep that? It seems so massively big. How do you keep that in the air?
Well, also, like, you know, the norovirus, how you can get that on the cruise. How do you keep it up?
Oh, well, that's true, too. I don't know.
Those are for future problems.
Right.
First, we got to figure out how to get it up in the air.
That's true.
Then we can worry about the neurovirus.
Who knows? But you know what? I mean, sometimes we joke about things in the future, and we think that'll never happen. There's no way that'll happen. And then it happens.
And then things happen.
Things happen, yeah.
I don't know. How would you feel about that? Do you have to pay more for your baggage? Are they still going to be weighing your bags to get on if it could fit 5,000 people?
They probably would weigh your bags. I don't know.
And have you ever been, I am always that person. Are you that person where you have to unzip your suitcase?
Oh, no, I've been that person once. You know, that's the thing I'm always worried about. If I go on a trip and you go over, what is it, 50 pounds in your suitcase?
So, yeah.
And so I think there was one time in my life.
Now?
Maybe, yeah, because 50 pounds is a lot. But I remember there being one time with taking things out, but I've seen so many people go through that where they're like down on the ground in the airport, taking things out.
Take the flip-flops off, put the boots on.
Put this in your bag. Do this. Yeah.
It's the worst.
Wait, which weighs more? Put on the sweater. It's a lot.
So yeah, do they make you do that on the Sky Cruise? These are all questions we have when we get closer to time in like 50 years.
Yeah.
We'll discuss.
It's a good 50 years away at least.
Sometime.
All right, here's a very different form of travel. The Lawnmower World Championships. And if you wonder what that is, it's a lawnmower race.
Self-explanatory, really.
They have it in England.
Oh, these are souped up, though.
Yeah, they have different categories. So apparently there's a souped up category. There's the buggy type of lawnmowers. Then there's the mini tractors. They also race. So I'm not exactly sure. These do look a little souped up. They do take the blades off before they race them. Because they don't want, like, if somebody crashes, they don't want, like, it to be a horrible event.
So here would be my idea of a better lawnmower race.
What?
Okay. You actually cut the grass. You can have your souped up lawnmower. Let's see how fast you can do it.
But you get the grass cut.
I need to see those lines.
I like this. This is a good idea.
I have a yard right now. You could try it out.
So if we want to have lawnmower races, we'll head to Heather's house.
You could have a very small, like, city yard.
It would be.
Your yard is not large.
It's not about the size of the yard. It's not about the size of the yard.
Okay.
Because it's actually, the smaller it is, the harder it would be.
Well, then would everyone take, like, let's say you have 6 competitors, you'd really only get one pass across the width of your yard, right? Maybe we need a bigger yard.
Sharp
I like
turn,
the idea.
put it
I
in
do.
reverse. You got to get those angles back there.
Well, there's, you know what? Have you seen some people's yards? Like they mow so carefully, and there's like a pattern to it.
Cross section.
I remember.
There's an art.
There's an art. I remember when I was a little kid, and I went to my aunt's church, and they had red carpet in the church.
Aunt Pat?
It is Aunt Pat. Yes, it was Aunt Pat. Yeah. And so they had red carpet in the church. And what I remember as a kid, like the thing that really stood out to me was the way they vacuumed the carpet. It was so perfect, and it was like a diagonal thing going on.
I feel like they used to do that when they would show homes. Do you ever? Do you remember? Do you remember that at all? Like,
I'm just agreeing with you. I really don't
you
remember that. You know what I do? I do remember, like, speaking of unusual races, I remember at the Indiana County Fair as a kid, they had outhouse races.
What does that mean?
So is
it like who could run to the bathroom the fastest?
Once again, you've re-envisioned an idea and maybe made it more fun.
We're going to feed you a bunch of fried food and see who can run.
Oh, that would be the worst idea. No, that's not what it was. It was like they would take outhouses and put wheels on them, or how like
a porta-john?
Yeah, like a porta-john, but like an outhouse. You know, in rural America.
I'm past outhouse time frame. Are these like the old wooden?
Yeah, it was a wooden, like people would have it on their property or on the farm or whatever. And so they would take them and they would put wheels under them, and then you would push. There was like a team of people that would push. So I remember there would be, I don't think I ever saw this in person. I think it was video from the Indiana County Fair. And I checked the fair schedule for this year. Outhouse races are not on it anymore.
We should find out.
So maybe it's out of date now. I don't know.
We should find out when they got rid of that. Maybe they should get a porta-john race. Make it a little interesting.
All right, you're always thinking, Heather. I like that.
I just don't know what to do with that. I didn't know that could be a thing. Is someone in the outhouse while the team of people is pushing?
I was not aware of anyone inside. That would be quite a ride.
We need the Indiana County Fair people to get back to us ASAP. Right. We have questions.
Right.
Can we bring it back?
All right, here's something that could also happen possibly in the future. In fact, they're selling it already in the UK. It's a pill that could prevent hangovers. So, I mean, this is very interesting. It reportedly works to prevent them by breaking down the alcohol in your system. So the developers claim that the pill can reduce the concentration of alcohol in the blood by 50% in the first 30 minutes after drinking alcohol. So it breaks down alcohol's toxic byproducts and converts them into carbon dioxide and water.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, apparently right now it's already being sold in the UK, and the drug maker is, of course, saying, you know, do not let this lead to excessive drinking, because that's not what the point of it is.
No.
But it's supposed to help with hangovers.
This is why I don't I mean, we do sip a lot on the show, but I truly don't drink because I can't stand being hungover. I don't sleep well after I drink. No. And then I wake up, I always have a headache, and then I always binge eat. Like eat a whole pizza.
Oh yeah.
Or Chinese
Like some of my
like,
worst food decisions have come whenever I've had too much to drink.
Yeah.
Like
that night and then the next day.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I remember there was a night at 1 in the morning where we decided, let's make homemade potato chips. We had no idea what we were doing. They actually were not bad.
You know, you really should not fry food after you've been drinking.
No, you're right.
My husband is a firefighter. This happens a lot.
Yeah.
People always, that's when they see a lot of fires, is people have been drinking and
then they do that.
Decide to cook food and then fall asleep.
So don't try that. Don't do it.
Just order the pizza.
Order the pizza. Okay.
It's a safer bet. Don't do that again.
All right. It's 1 in the morning. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, bad idea.
Okay.
See? Bad idea. Okay, so you've heard of the 7-year itch before in marriage, right? So there's a big study to look into whether or not it's true. I don't know if study is the right word, but this is fatherly.com. They dug into some numbers, really evaluating what are the riskiest years of being married. What is the likelihood of you getting divorced within those years?
Yeah.
I thought this was fascinating. So they cite that in years 1 and 2, you are at average or high risk, actually. This is when you're at high risk of getting divorced. And they say that, you know, some people will say, like, this is the time to get out. 1 to 2 years.
Right in that first year. And so we wanted to break down the other years for you, and that's what's making up today's list. So 3 to 4 years, they say it is average risk, and this is all based on census data. So year 3 is when most couples start to have children, apparently, and while that, of course, is stressful, it actually can, they found, looking at these figures, bring stability into a marriage.
It can, and then years 5 to 8, that's that 7-year itch phase. And they say that it's not really 7, it can be 6.5, it can be 8, but it's in that category. And they say that this is based on census data. They really looked at this, and they found that in the 1920s, the average length of marriage ended in divorce was 6.6 years. In 74, it was 7.5. In 1990, it was 7.2. So there is
So right around that 7-year mark, there's something to that.
There's something to that.
All right, so you get past 7 years, you're in good shape.
Wow,
Years 9 to 5 or 9 to 15, low risk, and they say this is one of the safest periods for marriage.
I love this
Kids
part.
are a little bit older. You've realized your life isn't a fairy tale.
It's
just accept it.
Just accept it, and you just get comfortable, right? We're like, this is okay.
But you know
we
what?
got something here.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you know.
But then you think like, oh, we've made it 15 years.
Apparently
We're
not.
fine. No. So this was really interesting because they say most people marry now in their 30s or at 30, which means at year 20, you're in your 50s, you know?
Right.
And there is now a thing called the gray divorce. This is a thing. So it's kind of like the 7-year itch where people are now entering this later part of life and they're like, I don't know that I want to spend the next 20 years hanging out with you.
Well,
Like,
people
I'm
are also,
good.
I mean, they're getting married later and they're living longer.
Yeah.
So at that point in their life, then they're making decisions about, do I want to do the rest of my life this way? I mean, hopefully that, you know, people
hopefully
would
the answer
stay
is yes.
together. Hopefully the answer would be yes, but apparently for some people it's not.
It's not.
So the risk actually goes up. Because I would have thought it was the other way around. Like the longer you're married, like the risk level goes down. Like everything, you know, is better. Interesting. All right. Well, we want to mention today is Thursday. That means tomorrow is Friday, and that means we need your help. Please post your questions to the Pittsburgh Today Live Facebook page for our Friday free-for-all. We will answer as many of those questions as we possibly can tomorrow on the show, and we love to get your questions, so please do chime in and let us know.
Are you breaking down over there?
No, I could hear Krista in my ear as I was talking.
Was she saying good things or bad things?
No, I don't think she meant to have the little button down in the control room. She was talking to the director in a remote or whatever, and so I was hearing everything she was saying, so I had to take it out.
Hashtag behind the scenes.
I wasn't going to point it out. I just slyly took it out of my ear. Heather pointed it out.